Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I had a few things I wanted to talk to you guys about and talk about the rest of the season. I think it's important as we go along through a season, we're constantly adjusting our expectations. We're constantly adjusting what we believe is going to happen with FSU football. We did a season preview show, and those are really, really common. What I don't think is done enough is these quick hitters that give you updates on a season outlook as the season goes along. I think that as in the media, we just don't do that quite enough, where we recalibrate week after week after week and look at what we expect out of Florida State football as the year goes on. I had 7-5 for FSU as the year started, but one of those games was a loss to LSU, right? And so naturally, believe I have us closer to 8-4 now. So I want to talk about the rest of the season. I want to talk about something that I believe worries both Miami and Florida fans. I think that they're expecting Florida State to stay down, and that's how they'll be able to rise up. Neither of those programs are in great shape right now, as one lost 7 games just like Florida State did last year, and then the other hasn't won but one bowl game in the last couple of decades. And so I think that it is really, really important that we recalibrate, that we look at things. And so we'll look at that today. If you're watching, if you're listening, if you can hit the subscribe button right here below me, I certainly would appreciate it. It's to my left, but it's on your right underneath the screen. If you're watching on your phone, you may have to hit it in a little bit different place. But if you're on a computer, if you're on an iPad, it's right here below me. Hit that subscribe button and then hit the thumbs up button on this side. There'll be other videos that pop up after this that you can check out as well. I told you guys before the LSU game, I think I did this. I think this was in maybe my Monday preview, that if Florida State beat LSU, the national narrative was going to start to change, right? That's what I told you guys. Florida State's over-under was 6.5 going into this season. ESPN has already started to change some of that narrative. ESPN has already started to change some of what's going on. They use the FPI, which some people love, some people hate, Football Power Index. I want to look at the games that are on FSU schedule, give you my thoughts on them as we're out of 2 weeks and we've got 10 to go. Florida State starts with a 2-0 record. You got 10 games left, only 10 games guaranteed. I like FSU to make a bowl this year. I think they're on the right track for that, but only 10 games left on the schedule at this point. So let's talk about the rest of the schedule. According to ESPN's FPI, we're looking at the next 5 games that Florida State plays. Florida State has right now a 62.9% chance to go on the road and beat Louisville. Louisville got absolutely demolished by Syracuse this weekend, and they play a tough game tomorrow night against UCF. UCF's a 6.5-point favorite. It's on the road. It's in the bounce house. I like UCF to win that game. If Louisville can find a way to win that game and win it convincingly against a good UCF team, a talented team that Gus Malzahn has heading in the right direction, I think you could see Florida State's percentage drop here a little bit. But if UCF's to win, I think you're going to see that percentage go up. I really like Florida State to win this game against Louisville. I think they've turned a corner, and the fact that they get the bye week and they're not so much hanging on to the past. I like Florida State a ton in that game. Boston College, Florida State, an overwhelming favorite here, according to ESPN's FPI. 82.1% chance to win. Boston College lost to Rutgers in the final seconds last week. They really have 2 players. It's Jurkovec and it's Flowers. And if you can somehow limit Flowers, which I think Florida State did a really good job in the secondary against Boutte and some of LSU's receivers, I think Florida State has a great chance to beat Boston College. I like Florida State's offense to run it up here, and I like Florida State to win this one going away. I got the Noles starting 4-0. Then you have Wake Forest. We got the news this week that Hartman is back. I still think Florida State has a great chance to win this. Now, ESPN does not adjust for a player coming back or not coming back. So this 70% that they're giving FSU to win here, it hasn't changed. It hasn't been accounted for that Hartman's coming back. And so maybe you see that percentage lower. Let's see what they look like this week against Vandy. I would expect them to look really, really good. Vandy's got a terrible defense, and Wake Forest is a double-digit favorite. I think it's 11.5 points. I expect Wake Forest to look really good in this game. I expect this percentage to come down just a tad before this game ends up kicking off. But unless Florida State really stubs their toe against Louisville or Boston College, I like the Noles to be a favorite here, and I do like them to go on and get the win. So I've got FSU at 5-0. We'll see if that comes to fruition. We'll see if it doesn't. Here's where it gets tough. Florida State goes on the road to play NC State University. I think that this is a pretty accurate percentage right now. NC State, a slight favorite, 56.9% chance to win. They nearly lost to ECU. For all intent purposes, probably should have lost to ECU if not for a blocked punt touchdown. And ECU really just kind of screwing the pooch at the end of the game, Falco. I like the Noles to keep this close, but I would have to lean NC State here. The Noles get their first loss of the season, and they're 5-1. I think that's good. If you can find a way, you need to beat Louisville and BC, but if you can find a way to split with Wake and BC, you're 5-1 heading into that Clemson game. You might have College game day there if Clemson's undefeated. You never know, right? That could be huge. Obviously, I think if you upset NC State and you're 6-0, I think you're definitely getting College game day. We're probably getting ahead of ourselves predicting us to go 5 and 6-0, but I like us to beat Wake. I like us to drop a close one to NC State. Then Clemson comes to town. I didn't think Clemson was super, super impressive against Georgia Tech. I like the fact that this game is in Tallahassee. I think you're going to see this percentage get closer as the season goes on. I think Clemson's going to continue to win. Florida State's going to continue to win. Maybe they drop one or two along the way. I think this percentage gets closer, but I think ESPN's right here. I think Clemson does win this game, but it's not the 95-5 that it was last year. They're giving Florida State some love here. So I think through the next 5 games, Florida State's 3-2 at worst, right? 3-2 means you're 5-2 through the first 7 games of the season. You've matched last year's win total. You've matched Jimbo's win total from his last year here. I like where this is at. I like where Florida State is at through these next 5 games, and I agree with ESPN here. You look at the last 5 games, Georgia Tech, Florida State, Georgia Tech's offense just look abysmal. They were able to hold Clemson down a little bit, but I think Clemson's offense is not very good. Georgia Tech, Florida State they're one of their best win percentages of the year, 83.7% chance to win at home. I like the Noles to win there. I think that's an easy one. Florida State gets their 6th win of the year against Georgia Tech. The Miami one, this is going to be a tough one. I need to see more out of Miami. I think this percentage is a little bit high. I think it's going to be closer by game time. Miami will have losses to A&M. They'll have a loss to Clemson. They may have more in there as well if they stub their toe anywhere. I think this percentage gets closer, but I've said all along, I think you split with your rivals. I think you end up losing to Miami and beating Florida. And so ESPN's kind of looking at it the same way. Go on the road to play a rival, you have a high chance of losing. Stay at home against a rival, you have a better chance of winning. So I think that we lose the Miami game. We'll see. Could go either way, but I'm fine with ESPN having Miami there to start. Miami with a convincing win against Bethune-Cookman. They play another cupcake this weekend, I believe, in Southern Miss. They're going to win these games. Let's see how they look when they play a little bit better competition, when they play A&M, when they get into that coastal division, and then we'll go from there. We'll be able to judge up Miami a little bit better. This is the one that I think would surprise people. Syracuse with a 54.8% chance to win. Syracuse looked really good against Louisville. I think this is a bit of an overreaction. I still really like Florida State in this game, and so I'm going to take the Noles here with this win. I think that by the time this game comes around and we're in mid-November, Florida State will be the slight favorite there, not only according to Vegas, but also according to ESPN's FPI. This to me feels like an overreaction for what Syracuse did to Louisville, but we'll see. As Q's continues to play, as they have several games coming up, we'll see what they're able to do. Louisiana, I don't expect Florida State to drop anything there. Noles get the win, and then Florida's the big one to end it. I think the Florida game could be the difference in an 8-9 win season. Again, I like Florida State backing it up to get their 3rd win against Louisville, to get their 4th win against Boston College, to get their 5th win against Wake Forest, their 6th win against Georgia Tech, their 7th win against Syracuse, their 8th win against Louisiana. And if you can beat Florida, you get to 9 wins, right? That's the path to 9 wins. And FPI is telling you it's really close. FPI's got him at 8. I've got him at 9 because I do think they get Syracuse. Get to 9 wins. You go to a bowl game and you've got a chance at 10. What a turnaround to go from 3 to 5 to 10. And this is what scares Miami Hurricanes fans and Florida Gators fans. They know what Florida State does with 10-win seasons. They know that the way that Florida State recruits, and what Miami and Florida are counting on is for Florida State to stay down and Florida State to continue to miss bowls and Florida State to continue to struggle in recruiting. But if they get to the 10 wins, right? It's not, I wouldn't even call it likely, but I think you've got an outside shot, a decent shot to get to 10 wins. And I think that scares the pants off of Miami and Florida fans. They don't want this. They don't want to see Florida State competing and winning the same. Florida's not winning 10 games this year. I don't think Miami's winning 10 games this year. And so if Florida State, the team that was supposed to be last in the state, in the Big Three is able to do it, Miami and Florida fans are not going to like that. You're going to see recruiting take the uptick. You're going to see Florida State be a very competitive program with the 2024 recruiting class. And so I think that this is a huge opportunity for Mike Norvell and Florida State. It starts in 8 days when Florida State travels to Louisville. You can't stub your toe there. To get to 9 wins and then a 10th in a bowl, you've got to beat Louisville. There's not another path. Then you've got to come home and you've got to beat Boston College. But I'm telling you, Florida State can handle their business over these next few ACC games before they head to Raleigh to play NC State. They've got a great shot to do some very, very special things this year. Hey, I'm TJ Pittenger. This is Double Fries No Slaw. Smash that subscribe button. If you appreciated this, please let us know in the comments. What are your thoughts? What do you have Florida State's win total at? Do you think I'm crazy? Do you think 9 wins is a possibility? I'd love to chat with you in the comments on it. Let us know if we can help you in any way. Interact with us on social media. I'll see you guys next time. Go Noles.